Good morning. I appreciate that very warm San Diego and Conquistador welcome. It's great to be here with you all, fulfilling a promise I think we made between the three of us here on the dais about, I don't know, maybe over a year ago as Commander Rescal left D.C., my staff there, and came out here as the XO. So it's great to be here. San Diego is always a wonderful place to visit. And I have to tell you, the scenery today, this morning, is especially wonderful. As you walk through the door, and the aircraft is behind us, and I thought, boy, what a bummer. We got to sit up in the dais looking this way, and we aren't going to be able to look at the airplane during the entire ceremony, because it is a beautiful airplane, isn't it? I mean, it's a gorgeous airplane. But then you sit up here, and you get the chance to look out at all of you, and the fact that you're all here today to honor the squadron, to honor Bill, and to honor Tim. And that means a lot to us. Scan a little higher, and you see our sailors and ranks back there standing proud, looking extremely sharp, just exuding honor, courage, and commitment. And then you raise your eyes just a few feet further, and there's the American flag, the national ensign. And so I don't know which of us has the better view this morning, but it is great to be here and to share the morning with you. Great job, Bill, introducing so many of the very important people here. I can't resist the opportunity here to introduce two other people, and that is my in-laws, my wife's Terry's parents, Jack and Joni Graff, are sitting next to her there. And Jack is a 1953 graduate Naval Academy and a F-105 Thud driver from the Nam days, and so it gives me the opportunity here to ask if all of the veterans would be willing to accept our appreciation. If you can stand, please stand and let us applaud our veterans. I do believe and I know that we would not be here today without you, and that it is the freedoms that you all have entrusted to us that is our solemn duty to carry on into the future for future generations. We are all gathered together today to show visible support for the conquistadors of VR-57 and this magnificent group of people behind you and the two skippers in front of you here who make these beautiful airplanes fly. The sailors, the families, and the civilian employers that support these sailors, the selected reservists, all make this incredible team, Fleet Logistics Support Squadron 57, together with Naval Air Station North Island, not just a collection of aircraft, but a ready and accessible force that provides valued capabilities to our Navy and Marine Corps team and joint forces from peace to war. The squadron and these two skippers in front of you truly exemplify our Navy Reserve motto, ready now, anytime, anywhere. So today we have the honor of saying farewell to Commander Bill Crump, who's commanded the Conquistadors, and to welcome his relief, Commander Tim Rascal, who will shortly take command of this awesome squadron. What a great name, Conquistadors, the conquerors, to conquer, to vanquish, to triumph. And you've done that on every one of your missions, every task, every challenge, every conquest. The Conquistadors live up to their name. VR-57 is a great squadron, and every person here has a very important role in this squadron. But by law and custom, and more importantly, by the time-tested laws of leadership and human behavior, there's one person, the commanding officer, the skipper, who ultimately determines how well this command will perform. So I'll take a few minutes to talk about these two gentlemen up front. As you bid farewell to Commander Bill Crump, this truly marks the end of an era. You've been with the squadron for 12 years, I'm told. 12 of the 32 years, if my math is right, that's about 40% of the life of this squadron. And in fact, as someone pointed out earlier today, Bill Crump was here not only in the last decade, the last century, but the last millennium of this squadron. It's not quite that old, I guess. But he was here when VR-57 flew C-9s. He was here when the C-40s arrived in August of 2005, and he was here then 2 weeks later when the squadron left for New Orleans in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. I think you'd be the first to agree that being in command is different, though, these last 15 months. It's one thing to be a member of the squadron, to be a conquistador. It's quite another to have the ultimate responsibility of being the skipper of this awesome squadron. And under your leadership, Bill, the conquistadors have conquered every challenge presented to you. A lot of the Navy spends much of their time training. That's what we do. That's what we're all about in the Department of Defense and Department of Navy. Just the nature of our business. But here, VR-57, it's always mission time. During your tour, I'm told an incredible 98% of VR-57's flight hours were mission hours, with only 2% flying hours as dedicated training flights. And I feel badly back in August when I flew with you, that was a training flight, because it probably would have been 1.8% if it hadn't been for me. Those mission hours take you all over the world. It's not so much a question of where did the conquistadors fly. The question is, where didn't you fly? 28 overseas detachments, over 50,000 passengers, 2.5 million pounds of cargo, people, material bound for Iraq, Afghanistan, Haiti, Japan, Hawaii, all over the Pacific, where 2-year aircraft are deployed today. Worldwide, ready now, anytime, anywhere. But I think it's really important. It's not just where you flew or what you flew. It's how you flew it. There's an old joke, I guess, among some of you airline pilots that the benefits of flying cargo is you don't have to deal with complaints from passengers about lost luggage, bad food, or bad landings. And of course, we in the military don't have a choice where we often fly. So you can say it's an ideal job here, flying for the military. You don't have to deal with face-to-face customer relations. Just suck it up, we'll fly you, don't worry about anything. Well, that's one way to look at it. But this skipper and this squadron, you all see it differently. I know that you care about people, you care about your customers, you care about our sailors, our soldiers, our airmen, our Marines, our Coast Guardsmen you fly around. You care about their families and their employees and their employers and the communities you live in. Skipper Crump, you want to know what makes people think, what motivates them, what their concerns are, and how you can help them. You're a naval aviator, but the C-40 was equipped with a signal bridge, a yard arm, or a flag bag like us surface guys are used to. I think there'd be one signal in the air next to your command pennant, and it would be Charlie Golf 1. You know what that means? I didn't think so. It means I'm standing by to assist you. I didn't know either, by the way. I had to look it up. When it comes to customers, Skipper Crump sees every mission as someone who needs assistance. Every piece of cargo, every passenger you carried had to get somewhere. Someone was waiting. Someone needed what was in that box or on that skid or that person in that seat. Maybe it was a propeller or a generator for a P-3 flying combat missions in Iraq or Afghanistan. You conquered time and distance. Maybe it was food and water for the people of Haiti. You conquered hunger and thirst. Maybe it was a doctor and medical supplies. You conquered pain and suffering. You instituted a culture here at VR-57 that made it clear that every person and package was important to someone, and therefore it was important to all of you and worthy of your highest care, attention, and service. You say to the world, this mission is important to you, and therefore it's important to me. You say, I care, we care, VR-57 cares with every mission. You care about getting the job done, you care about getting it done right, you care about being mission capable, on time, and ready now. And I hear, I know, I can see that you care about each other. The caring leadership that drives VR-57 to get the job done is the same caring leadership that makes it a great place for sailors and their families. It's leadership that says, let's take care of our people, and that turns that idea into the wing's highest advancement rate. Right, Zippy? It's a leadership that says, let's give back to the community we live in. And as all things, Skipper Crump has led from the front then, too. You'll hear more about it later, about his contributions to the Ride to Recovery, which raised more than $100,000 for injured veterans. He delivered food to elderly and disabled through Meals on Wheels program, and made the Make-A-Wish Foundation an opportunity here they couldn't resist, where you hosted some 22 terminally ill children and their families at a Christmas party, where they got to be honorary conquistadors and have a day of fun with the Navy. Skipper Crump, he made the conquistadors a winning team that everyone wanted to be part of, winning in every way, in aircraft readiness, maintenance excellence, training and operating procedures, and also in family readiness and employer support. We do recruit our sailors, but we retain our sailor and their family. And this squadron's accomplishments would not be possible without the support of some pretty outstanding family members and civilian employers. Skipper Crump, Thanks for taking good care of this squadron, the aircraft, the sailors, and their families. Thank you for reaching out to the sailors' civilian employers. Thank you for caring, and I guarantee you, life will be different now as you end 12 years with the Conquistadors. Of course, that's just half the story, as Commander Tim Raskol joins us here and takes over as command of the Conquistadors. You've got a busy schedule ahead of you, Tim. You have 2 planes on deck right now in Atsugi out supporting 7th Fleet, the Pacific AOR. I think you have a number of people on IA right now and GSA assignments, and more to leave in the near future. In addition to your current tasking, we need you to help VR-56 and Oceana, a continent apart, to make an efficient and effective transition from the C-9 to their new C-40s, which are coming off the line literally as we speak right now. We have 2 new airplanes being delivered now in July and August and in September, and 1 more next spring to the United States Navy. This is a plane, by the way, in case you don't know, that flies further, faster, with more payload and less fuel than the plane it's replacing. We can't get there fast enough. We need these C-40s. And planes are only, though, as good as the people who fly them. And we need VR-56 to be as good as the Conquistadors, if that's possible. And that's just what we know about. As you saw in January when the earthquake struck Haiti, things happened quickly. I'm told that comedian Woody Allen once said, "If you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans." So, if the past is prologue, I suspect you are in for a lot of laughs during your tour, Tim. As XO, you've been part of making the squadron what it is today, and now you've been entrusted with the ultimate responsibility of command. Because in a few short minutes, the squadron will be your squadron. You already know, you've already heard, the work that this squadron does matters greatly. This squadron is the embodiment of the mission of our Navy Reserve. The mission of our Navy Reserve to provide strategic depth and deliver operational capabilities to the Navy and Marine Corps team and joint forces from peace to war. And VR-57 is where that mission comes to life. This is the command that the Navy and Marine Corps team turns to when they need critical airlift support. Navy, unique, fleet essential airlift. Because of VR-57, vital parts get to the warfighter in the combat zone. Because of VR-57, food and medical supplies get to starving and injured in Haiti. Commander Raskol, you and the sailors of VR-57 are one of the best examples of how we live up to our Navy Reserve motto, ready now, anytime, anywhere. Because of your teamwork, the Conquistadors of VR-57 are one of the best examples of America's Navy, a global force for good, at work, around the world today. And our Navy Reserve is proud to be part of the Navy Total Force, part of America's Navy. As the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Gary Ruffett has testified before Congress, we are one Navy today, with an active component and a reserve component. It's a proud reputation that our sailors in the Navy Reserve have earned. The Navy knows our Navy Reserve can be relied upon for periodic operational support, provide strategic depth, and to deliver in times of crisis. In a very real sense, this change of command perfectly demonstrates the Navy Reserve is all about, because we deliver a ready and accessible force. We provide valued capabilities, and we enable our sailors to live a true continuum of service. In fact, as you know, Bill Crump is a drilling selected reserve sailor. Tim Raskol is a full-time support sailor. It does not matter, did not matter, and it should not matter. We are all United States sailors, as the sailor's creed on the wall behind us says. To the people these 2 gentlemen led and the commanders they served, what matters is these sailors were ready, full up rounds, capable of doing their job, and they're accessible, able to serve when needed. They are living examples of the continuum of service. Skipper Crump, thanks for a job extremely well done. Commander Raskol, good luck in your command. You both exemplify the promise we make to our shipmates and our nation in our Navy Reserve motto, ready now, anytime, anywhere. It's been my extreme privilege to be with you today to celebrate the accomplishments of this squadron and your individual achievements as well. Thank you very much.